Well, good morning from Kotor, which is the final port stop on our Adriatic Explorer cruise with Marella Cruises on the Marella Explorer, and we got up bright and early for the fantastic sail-in this morning, which is supposed to be one of the most picturesque sailings you can do in the Adriatic, but it was absolutely chucking it down this morning. Absolutely chucking it down, lightning, thunder, everything. So hopefully it'll brighten up for when we sail out.
We're hoping so. Yeah, and then because we get another chance going out, so at 4 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's our last day on our port stop today. We're back to Corfu tomorrow and then flying home. But yesterday was Dubrovnik, which was trailed as the highlight of this cruise, and we'd never been before, and we were really excited to go there. And it was a really good day, wasn't it?
It was. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We'll start with how we got there.
Yeah, I mean the cruise ship docked at quite a way. It's about 45-50 minutes walk from the old town itself. You can get shuttle buses. They're €12 per person that were laid on by the ship. However, immediately outside the cruise dock is a bus stop, and we took the bus in at €2 per person, so that was a good cost saving. Yeah. And on the way back, we did an Uber. And the Uber was €11.70, so again, a decent cost saving. So there's different ways of getting in and out of the town, but it is a fair old walk, to be fair, up a hill and down again.
Yeah, the bus was very cosy though. That we didn't have any seats or anything, and they kept on bringing in more people, and we were like quite cosy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit like being on a London tube on a Tuesday morning. You're literally in somebody's face. Hence why we did the Uber on the way back.
Yeah,
didn't fancy repeating that, but it was the cheapest way to get into town. But when we got to town, I mean, it is beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, the scenery from the top is absolutely jaw-dropping, really, isn't it?
But it's incredibly busy. It is just a tourist trap, and you know that. I mean, literally you queue in to get in, you queue in for everywhere you go.
Everything, yeah. Even just walking around the walls, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the walls itself are what everybody says to do, and they are spectacular because you've got a complete circuit. It's nearly a 2-kilometre walk, and there's lots of steep steps and towers to climb and things like that, so it's quite energetic. But it's also really, really expensive as well. It was €35 per person to get onto the walls and do a complete circuit. Yeah. And they do check your tickets at various points on the way around as well to make sure you've paid. So they're obviously making a lot of money from the tourists, but the walls were crammed, weren't they?
Yeah,
absolutely packed.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was, shuffling along at points. But the vistas are really, really, really spectacular. As you can see why everybody raves about it.
Oh, it was amazing. You could just sit there for hours looking out if you had the time, couldn't you?
Well, and there are bars, aren't there, as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we found a lovely little bar, didn't we, inside?
Yeah, well, the one down on the rocks?
No, well, that was nice, but we didn't have a drink there. The one that we had the drink in.
Okay, yes, we found a couple of really good bars. They both got similar names. The one we found, which had a really good old, a bit like a good old English pub, wasn't it? It was it was called Buzz Bar.
Yeah.
It was playing.
And it did have a buzz, didn't it?
It did have a buzz. It was playing some really funky music. Really good bar staff and a real sort of like locals vibe to it.
And the beer was nice.
Beer was lovely. And I think the one that a lot of people tell you about when they say, "I've been to Dubrovnik," you need to go on the Boozer Bar, which is actually through the old town, and it's almost on the sort of the southernmost tip of the walls, and there's a hole in the wall or a door in the wall, and you can go down onto some rocks, and there's a lovely bar just built onto the sort of the rocks that go down to the sea, and people can swim there if the seas were calm.
It was quite it was quite sort of
very rough.
Yeah. When we went, you just wouldn't want to go swimming, would you?
You wouldn't get out again if you went swimming yesterday. No. But so that was really nice, and that was you can see why people rave about it. That's a lovely, lovely bar. It really is. But it's cash only, so be aware of that if you're going to do that. So what else can we say? I mean, the cathedral was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah. You got to go in there.
Yeah, the paintings on the ceilings and the grottos and everything.
We went down the steps that was filmed in Game of Thrones, didn't we?
We did the Game of Thrones things, the Cerisi Walk of Shame steps, which are in the in the middle of the town itself. I mean, it's just oozing history, isn't it? Yeah. It is, and so that was that.
Gorgeous. You've got to be careful though if it's wet, because it's the sort of the marble flooring. And you could easily slip over on it, couldn't you, when it's raining?
And it did rain.
Yeah.
It did rain. And I think that was the thing yesterday. By the time we got to sort of late afternoon, we kind of had enough of on and off showers and doing an awful lot of walking, because even though it's actually quite a small space, there's so many narrow streets to explore. I mean, it's just eye candy wherever you go.
It's gorgeous, lovely little shops, and everywhere you look, wasn't it?
So it was back last night, and then there was a comedian on last night.
Yeah, John Clegg.
Yeah, that's
John
it.
Clegg, John Clegg, yeah, he was good.
He did impressions as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was more up to date than we've had previously, so which was really good. And we liked him.
Marella have dropped the dinosaurs, which is nice, nice to see. And then it was evening bars, cocktails, one of those smoky margaritas last night. Oh, that was lovely.
Yeah, very
lovely.
nice.
And then we had another storm, thunder and lightning.
Don't forget,
what's
we
that?
did the silent disco.
And we did the silent disco.
We can't forget the silent disco.
Your favourite?
I love it.
Yeah, reliving your youth.
Yeah,
but that was fun. So that's that. So Kotor today, the last day ashore. Again, it's raining, it's lashing it down, so we're not sure what today's going to bring. But it's a tender port, so we're just going to go and get the tender in a minute, and then it's back to Corfu tomorrow. And if we get time in the morning, we'll do one more final vlog just to let you know what we think of Kotor. And that's it. Adriatic done.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speak to you tomorrow. Cheers.
Bye.